business on display. Yeah, 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 yeah. We gon' put your business on display. I got winners on the way. You know you can't knock the hustle. And if you gotta get in place, then we gon' put your business on display. Grab a seat with Nisha for a minute. And if you got the goods, we can talk about your business. She know what it's like to make a move independently. And I don't fake it's like that. We've been trusting God like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, we gon' put your business on display.
Hey everybody, happy hump day. Nisha here, Nisha Stringfellow, and I am so excited to be here today just to conversate with you guys and have a few conversations. This is a very great day because I am reaching out on behalf of our recovery program with Heart Life Ministries. And basically, we are talking about opioids and opioid awareness month. And this is August, opioid awareness month. And if you all just give me a minute, I want to tag a few people. But if you're just joining me, please by all means reach out and definitely share this live with someone. I am going to introduce to you a special guest today, but I just want to say that working in recovery it definitely has its rewards, but it also has spaces of sometimes you have to find some time to be uplifted and be strengthened because truly it can be a challenge. And the reason I say that is because it's one of those spaces where you really desire to see people healed, desire to see people whole. And so Heart Life Ministries has been working in a space of recovery for the past, how do I say this? For the past since 2021, we have been working with people and we have become partnered with the Illinois Department of Human Services in the state of Illinois for recovery oriented systems of care. And so basically, we are providing resources and connecting with different sectors throughout the state of Illinois and beyond to get people hope and healing that they need and they desire. So if you just joined the conversation, I have a special guest today that I'm going to introduce you to you all from one of our partners within the recovery oriented systems of care through the state of Illinois. And before I do that, I just wanted to try to send this out so that we could go ahead and invite some people in. So if you all are watching right now, do me a favor and definitely watch people begin to invite people in. You can share this live. This will be a great opportunity to share this live. And I'm going to send our guests an email right now so that they can know that they can go ahead and send this out to everybody. But without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce to some and present to others, none other than Mrs. Debbie Bodeker. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. So listen, I just sent you a text message that should go ahead and allow you to have some. Let me try to do it one more time to send it to you. But while I'm sending this out to you and to your email, to your family and to your friends, I would like for you to go ahead and introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Deb Bodecker. It says CADC, that's a Certified Alcohol and Drug Counselor, and I work at Stepping Stones Treatment Center. We are a substance use treatment center. We also help with mental health, but we are a co-occurring capable agency, which means that they have to have a substance use disorder to come to our facility. Um, I'm doing outreach, but I started working there. It'll be 15 years next month. But I also have lived experience. So I'm one of the people who are really grateful to say that I get to work at the same treatment center where I found my recovery, and so
Oh, wow.
I'm grateful for that. So when I was about 5 years sober, I was really working a program thanks to my recovery at Stepping Stones. And I had walked into my job. I was working at a medical billing company, and they just let a handful of people go. And so I realized that I needed to do some service work. And so at the time I was the treatment chairperson, and I said, oh, I'll go into Stepping Stones and I will do a meeting. And I happened to know the director there, and he offered me a part-time position, which led me to 15 years later, about to retire in about 4.5 months. So I've been through everything from part-time on call to working the overnight shift. I was working the front desk. Went back to school, not back to school. I was a first-time college student at the Dr. 50. I got my degree. And throughout it all, even before I got my degree, the people that work at this agency are so amazing. They taught me about the other side of, like, I learned all about being a person that need to learn about recovery, but I also learned about, the clinical end in school. But I was already learning about it even before I went to school because of the clinicians and the people. So the agency itself.
And when you speak to the agency, you're talking about Stepping Stones. Am I correct?
I've never worked anywhere else. I did a little bit of internship outside, but basically it's Stepping Stone. The thing about it is it's a very person-centered agency. So like the people that come in for treatment there, we don't treat people like all the same. It's like, it's not like this person life is not the same as the other person. Like you can't treat a young lady who grew up being abused or without a father and in a horrible, horrific time in her life exactly like you treat somebody who grew up with mom and dad and a picket fence, and their alcoholism didn't start, or addiction didn't start until their 30s. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't treat two people the same.
You're absolutely right. So I just want to pause right there and just ask you, at what point in your life did you realize from the earliest age that you can remember that you were in a space of a person who may have needed recovery?
That is such a great question. For me, I started using at a very young age, but I was one of them people that never really could see alcoholism. You don't really see it when you're in it, and so
Right.
everything I talk about is in retrospect. Like I can see now that I always needed help, but it wasn't until like just the days before at 44 years old when I walked in the front door and said I needed the help. Prior to that, I never sought out treatment. I never asked for help.
So Debbie, and I'm gonna be interrupting you in a little bit in between because I
Go
really
ahead. I'll talk. I will just
yes. I want to ask you a question for our listeners. So so many people socially, drink, right? And it's no big deal. And I just wanted you to give a frame of reference. Now, many have identified alcoholism as a disease, right?
Yes, yes.
But when people start off, and just say, for instance, it didn't come from a space of a genetic disease, but they started drinking socially, what would you say, when should people be aware that alcoholism is a space that they're starting to lead into? And the only reason I say that, I always have struggles asking that question because people in recovery that are walking through recovery, and we all are recovering from something, let me just say that nobody is exempt, okay? But in spaces of substance use, when should people acknowledge and say, hey, this is a real thing? Socially, people say, oh, it's no big deal. And it's so funny because I even heard some people in higher powers speak to it very casually. Well, everybody doesn't have an addiction. Well, that may be true, but at what point do you think people need to pay attention to signs to say, hey, maybe this is a problem? What are some of the things that people should pay attention to?
Yeah. Well, again, it's so hard to say because most people that do not have a problem with it cannot understand. And the people that do have a problem with it can't really see it. It's the people that the people that have the problem with it, the other people can see it before they can see it. So it's like I always say that the hardest people to that hurts the most, and the hardest people that I've ever had to talk to are the families, you know, of the people that are actually addicted, because they see and they hurt more than the actual addicts and alcoholics, because they try to help them so much, and the alcoholic and addict themselves can't see their addiction. And then even when they come into recovery and they get treatment, unless they follow through and do all the things that they're supposed to do, they'll keep coming back, because once they start again, it's like they can't remember what it was like. Once they pick up that drink, they can't, or that drug or that whatever, they can't remember what it was like before. And it is a disease. Yeah, it's a disease that tells you you don't have it. So it's like
disease that tells you you don't have it. That I love that.
If you have cancer, if you have diabetes, or if you have other diseases, and they say, here's the cure, you're going to go get it, right? But if you have alcoholism and they tell you your cure is that you need to do these things so you don't pick up anymore, you don't want to hear it. You know, you don't, it's a very complicated thing. And for normal people that don't have the disease, they say, well, why don't they just stop? And it would make sense to you. Why don't they just not drink? Why don't they just not pick up? Well, it's a chemical imbalance. It's both mental, physical, and spiritual. It's very, very complicated, and it's a little bit too complicated to explain in a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, well, I know that I want to say this. I know that, you know, people that have that probably have struggles with saying, okay, I have diabetes. Well, they like, well, just don't pick up a Pepsi. Don't pick up a piece of fried chicken. You know what I mean?
Same thing. Yes. Yeah.
But it, because it's not and it does affect you at some point, you know, and you as a person, but then those around you. So what I want to know is that if you had any parents, I want to talk to audience of, if you had any parents or even people that say, you know what, this could be an issue for me. And they don't feel like they're ready for a treatment center, because but what are some of the simplest first steps people can take to say, hey, I can identify that there's something not right, or, you know what I mean? Because people don't think it's a disease, like you said. People don't think it's a disease. They think it's a choice to continue to. And we had this conversation when I went to an event a couple of days ago, is that the co-occurring disorder of the why. Do you believe that the co-occurring disorder of the why is a disease? Or do you believe that people could just socially pick something up and then their why turns into the disease?
It could be, I think it'd be both, but I believe it's more, I believe more in the disease concept, but that doesn't mean that everybody has to believe that, you know. But getting back to stepping stones, for me, treatment is more of, you go in, and first of all, you're not drinking and using, so your mind is getting clear. Second of all, that is where you learn about coping skills, relapse prevention, different things, and they teach you about the disease and stuff. Because I knew I liked to drink. I never had any issues that I like to drink, and I knew I drank too much. That was never a thing. It was I didn't know about alcoholism and the disease of alcoholism. But the thing that was the most important thing for this alcoholic, I can't speak for anybody else, I can only speak for myself, was that in this treatment center in Stepping Stone, they had people from the 12-step programs not come in to the treatment center and talk to us. The counselors left, they closed the door, the 12-step people came in the evenings 2-3 times a week or whatever and spoke to us. And that is what helped me, because then when I left, they gave us information and told us where to go. And then that's when I got involved. And that's what helped me. Now, for me as an outreach specialist and as a clinician, I know that doesn't work for everybody. Okay. So I have developed And you get all my millions of emails. Now I went through and I was a counselor and I was a case manager. Now at the end of my career, I'm doing this outreach. That's what I'd like to talk about for a little bit. Okay. So I've developed a list that I send out along with mental health lists and adolescents for people who we don't take adolescents here, and anger management and everything that we don't do here. If people call and need help, I got lists of everything that I can send out to people.
Mhm.
But the main thing that I wanted to say was that, I lost my train of thought. Oh, anyhow, that whatever you need, I can send a list out for it. Okay. So I have this list of places that help. Like there's 12 steps on it. Yeah. But there's also every other kind of support group that you can think of, including the church kind of help and any kind of help of support. There's online links, there's everything. So if people are places where they can't get anywhere to find meetings, they can click on links. There's Al-Anon on there. There's other things because there's, like you were talking about the eating, right? There's Overeaters Anonymous is on there. There's CODA, which is Codependence Anonymous. There's adult children of alcoholics with on there. There's all kinds of these programs for everything. Okay. And so as my last hurrah before I retire, okay, I've been doing this work now for the last 2.5 years, and it's been amazing work. And that's how I met you. You know, I carry the message not only outside, because the biggest thing about becoming a counselor when you're in recovery is knowing the difference between the two. You
Yeah,
have to separate yourself because when you're a counselor, it has nothing to do with you. It
right.
only has to do with the client. But when you're a member of a 12-step program, it's all about you carrying your message to somebody else. So you have to know the difference. And being here and doing this kind of work is so important because I have built a lot of lists, and I'm passing and sharing messages out to people. And that's what I'm really grateful for because I'm able to, um, I get all kinds of people that call in for things that we can't do here. And I'm able to help them find what they need. And we all work together. And even the other treatment centers that I work with, we work together. Like if we can't take somebody right now, I'll call Gloria over at Gateway and she will take them or
Yeah.
vice versa. We're all working together. It's not about, hey, who can do what. We're all working together to
It's
help.
not competition. It's not competition. All roads that are going to lead to recovery, you are going to be the one to say, hey. And that's what I appreciate about you, Deb, the fact that you always are connecting people and saying, hey, if we can't do it, somebody can. And I will lead you to that place and that person that can help out and assist you. So if you all joined here today, I've been speaking with Deb Bodeker at Stepping Stones. She is a outreach specialist and a certified alcohol and drug counselor, and she is a person with lived experience. And it has been a blessing to see what God has done in your life to really transform things and for you to take your own personal journey and begin to transform the lives of others and making the connections. That's what it's all about, everyone. Deb works at Stepping Stones Treatment Center, and she has just been sharing how important it is to help. And I know that I have family and friends that may be watching and colleagues and different people. And we've tagged a few people on this live video. And that is to say, if you know someone that needs some help, if you are that person that needs some help, don't allow shame or denial to keep you under the noose of an addiction, of somebody that could say, you know what, I want to be free, I want to be whole. And we only have about 2 or 3 more minutes, but what I would like to do is to have Deb say a few last words before we close out, and you all will be able to reach out to Deb on your own. I'll give you the phone number. But Deb, what are a few last words that you have today?
Yeah, so it's important for people to know if you are someone who's seeking treatment, make sure that you know that you need to call the number below, do an initial screening, Okay, that's the only way that you can get the help you need. Once you do the initial screen, they will explain how you can get into treatment. Okay, if for some reason you do not, then you'll do an assessment. For some reason you do not meet criteria for our program, they will give you to outreach, and we will find the right program that will fit your needs. Okay, that's what we do. It's so important. We also have an extended care program where if you you can come directly from our 3.5, which is an inpatient, or another 3.5, and come to our extended program, which is a 3-month program, women's and a men's extended care program. And you have to come directly, though, from a 3.5 or incarceration to come there. But it's very rare to come from incarceration. So you have to call that number, but you should do it immediately when you get to the, if you go to another inpatient program, you need to call as soon as possible because it's a time frame thing to come. We also have recovery homes that you can go to from our extended care, but it's like on a who's doing what basis. You know, it's a really thing. And we're going to be opening a women and children's recovery home. We don't have any time frame for that, Nisha. That's good. When all that happens, you'll hear from the powers that be. They're going to send it out. You'll probably be one of the first people to know. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it is built and ready to go. But there's still a lot of I's to dot and T's to cross and things like that. It's very wonderful things happening. So that's what we got. I'm very grateful. I'm going to be retiring at the end of the year. Hopefully, yes, my husband, you see, Muffin and Flowers RV Adventures. We're going to be in our RV traveling around the country. I'm still going to try to come to the meetings and stay connected and let you know what's happening. I'll send you the link to that too as well, so you can follow us on YouTube. And also the last thing I want to say is I have an email list of over 300 people that I send things out that I'm going to give to your girl so she can stay connected to when I leave. So you can connect people to. Yes. I connect people because I already talked to her about that. Said you are getting my list. So
yes, we appreciate.
I don't want, because I've got so many people that count on knowing what's going on. Yeah, I want to keep that going. I don't want people to like what's happening and lose that connection. So.
Well, truly, you are an outreach specialist, and I want to say thank you for your 15 years of hard work. Thank you for continuing, because you know it never goes away. You still will continue to outreach and give back. Thank you, Deb, for your years of service and how you continue just to make a difference in the lives of those who need recovery. Our title today was Recovery is Possible, and Treatment is Possible, and Healing is Possible, but you have to connect. So I am Nisha Stringfellow. I'm the Executive Director of Heart Life Ministries Recovery 180. We are that network to lead people to resources, to partner with organizations for mental health, substance use disorder, unemployment, unhoused people, incarceration, and beyond. We love you guys. Yes.
Overdose awareness. Overdose
awareness.
Narcan. Yes. Narcan. It's free.
It is free. Narcan. We have Narcan to distribute. It is free. We do provide Narcan training for free. We partner with Hero. We don't do the training, but Hero does the training, and also the Will County Department of Health. Just beyond, because we're not just in one county, we are making a difference in all. We have to go, but we say thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deb, for today. We appreciate you all. Reach out if you need some help. SteppingStonesTreatmentCenter.com.